Energy is a commodity business. Most people do not care where the gasoline that fills their car or bus came from or how it was made. As long as it meets some basic quality standard, the gasoline functions the same, whether it was refined from crude oil, like most gasoline, or synthesized from coal, natural gas, or biofuels. The same is true for electricity. This is completely different from music or clothing, where specific attributes matter to specific people. Like other commodities, such as copper or rock salt, energy typically has a well-defined local market price, with little differentiation between brands or suppliers. Oil is easy to transport, meaning that the cost to transport a unit of oil across the world is much less than the price of that oil, so oil has almost one global price. Natural gas and electricity are harder to transport, so their prices vary more between regions. But oil, coal, or firewood, energy is fundamentally a commodity market. You cannot talk sensibly about how to change the energy system without paying close attention to money. Discussions about cutting carbon emissions are often framed as issues of technical feasibility. How much energy could wind power generate? Is it possible to store energy from variable renewables? Is it possible to cut carbon emissions in half in 20 years? These questions sound like other questions of technological feasibility, such as, can we make a computer that passes the Turing test next year? Or can we make a living cell by direct chemical synthesis in 2015? But our questions are really underlying questions about cost. If there were a way to cut emissions to zero at no cost, for example, if nuclear or solar and storage were cheaper than fossil fuels, I do not think there would be any serious debate. We probably wouldn't have this course. We would simply begin cutting emissions. Instead, while there are multiple independent ways that we could cut carbon emissions in half in 20 years using existing technologies, the cost to do so would be large, perhaps 5 or 10%, even more, of the total economy. And because this cost is far higher than most people want to pay, we're not doing it. I do not want to convince you that any one pathway, solar or nuclear, is right and another wrong, but that serious discussion about how to change the energy system has to deal with economic trade-offs, because the energy system is big enough that costs matter, and because the energy business is at its essence a commodity business. The cost of the energy inputs to developed economies are, depending on how you measure them, at least 5% of the total economy. In the US, this is about a third of what we spend on healthcare, but more than we spend on the entire military and about what we spend on education. So one might expect that major changes to the energy system would have large-scale costs and consequences.